I'm Alex Sproat. I'm from San Jose, California, and I'm here because my life became unmanageable through drugs and alcohol. I've been here for, I'll be 5 months on the 27th of this month. I'm 27. The biggest change I noticed is I started build relationships where in my addiction I was very isolated and stuff like that, and I started to come out of my shell. Through my addiction I was isolated, so a quote I like to use is the sober I got is the more I became myself, and the more I became myself I realized how far away it was from myself. The last 30 days of my drinking and using, I was isolated alone in my apartment. I would really call a lot of people, but no one wanted to hang out with me because I guess I was that unpleasant to be around. And then now through my sobriety, I have people calling me and stuff like that. And if I go without saying I'm going for a couple days, then a lot of people will call me worried or just check up on me. So it's become a lot closer and a lot of blessings. I have a lot of. It's really good. I feel a lot of good. If I see a newcomer, I'll try and talk to them. I'll make a lot of people feel welcome and stuff like that. Try and convince them to stay longer than 30 days because that's where I was. I didn't want to stay, so I want to show them that there's a lot of change, and if they it takes 90 days to break a habit, I think, statistically. So I want to show them that I spent all those years of drinking and using, so I figured what's 90 days to all those times of drinking and using?
Yeah.
So just take the risk, take the jump.
Yeah.
I would say go for it, because I didn't want to I'll just go to detox and I'll just go to 30 days, and now I'm really glad that I stayed for that extra time because I didn't want to, but I probably would be back out there if I didn't decide to go to that extra length to do it. Today I'll wake up at 6:37, kind of just get in the shower, nice ice cold shower to wake up the brain, and then I'll try and hit the gym. If I'm working, I'll go to work. Right now I'm not working, but I usually try and keep my day pretty productive and try to find things to do.
Morning routine.
I have a morning routine. I just wake up. I'll try and get up right away, go take a shower, or get on my knees, pray to my higher power. Thank Him for another day, and thank Him for all the good times and the bad times. Because it builds character. I'll go to group I usually go to the center, and then if I have space, I'll try and find things to do around the house. Clean it up a little, and then I'll go to the gym. I feel like a gym is a big part. Get those endorphins released, and then I'll usually go to a meeting at usually at the nighttime. It's good to find a good home group, so I'll go to the meetings that I kind of felt comfortable at, and I kind of build relationships with people in. I feel like I've spiritually grown in a way. When I came here, I was spiritually damaged. I was just broke, a broken man. And then now it's I feel grown. I generally care about how people are, and I feel like people generally care about how I am. Before it was people cared, but it was the clerk in the store, how you doing? But you leave and they don't really care at the end of the day. So now I feel like I found a home. My hope for the future was 6 months ago was to be here for 30 days and leave and go back to San Jose. And then now it's to stick around as long as I can and try and inspire the next guy coming to make the move that I move or commit like I committed, and just try and help the next guy coming. It's probably my brother. When I came here, I wanted to leave after 30 days, so I called him, and he was the only one that asked, what do you really want to do? And I wanted to leave, but he was like, you spent 30, how long did you spend getting high? So what's 90 days of getting sober? And that really stuck with me, and so I kind of committed to it. So I feel like it would have made a big change for us if I would have left after 30 days. I don't want to admit it, but I was lying to probably my family and realistically myself that I probably wouldn't have used again when it most likely would have happened eventually. I didn't have the tools in the toolbox. I feel like it was a big building block. When I say my life became unmanageable, it's I would be tweaking on tying my shoe when my whole room is a mess. So people didn't realize it, that how important chores are, but it's it's got to teach you the importance of getting back into it. In the phase one, you have no freedom, because if we had freedom, what would we be doing? Probably sneaking out to go do drugs, versus we slowly build that structure back into our lives to get back into the real world. So it's almost certain levels of a game or a test, so they made a big difference because I had learned how to be doing all my chores, or I'd get you'd get in trouble. So it's kind of, then eventually you start building those habits back in your brain, so you just do it on your own without having to be told. I've gotten a lot of tools on how to learn to avoid certain situations and certain people on relapse. So like stay away if I can, but I've learned like tools of how not to, if I'm in those situations, because those situations will come up, is how to get out of the situations or completely avoid them. I've learned things on how to know my brain and when it's getting triggered and like, all right, like I'm seeing this, so I'm gonna, makes me want to use, and how to stop that thought initially before, letting my mind run me back to where I came from.